Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talk is Cheap. I'm your host, Miss Carrie, baby. And, you know, I get started late now, but thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And this is, a really good experience for us. I do have a guest here tonight, and I will introduce that person in a second. But first, I always like to give a little um, facts and things about what's going on in the world today, and just saying that I'm praying for everyone. You guys pray for me as well. Um, and God has the last say so in everything that's going on. I have had like pretty a rough week, and so I hope everyone else week has been good. But just going through this thing with the pandemic. I know here in Dallas that he's Clay Jenkins is our Dallas County judge, is trying to get everything closed again, and also get some things back reopened and things of that nature. So just trying to really bring awareness to everyone and let them know what's going on in the world and stuff. So yeah, so just starting off first, this episode is called "The Story of Hoshiko Gyra." Sorry, you guys. Yeah, this story is called "The Story of Hoshiko Gyra." A little bit about Hoshiko. That was actually him that just popped up. My show's tech savvy, we goofy, but yeah, doing things live just kind of gets you sometimes. But yeah, Hoshiko is a 33-year-old male. He's been on his own recovering journey. He is a recovering addict, meth addict. He's from Dallas, Texas, and he's here to just share his story with you guys. And also, we're going to provide some resources, and you just go on a trip with us tonight. This great journey, and just a little facts about recovering addicts. You got anything that's going on with what's going on in the world and everything, that people go through. Sometimes we don't understand, oh, why does this person do drugs, or what's going on, or how does this turn into, them having a mental health problem or a substance abuse problem. And you never know any traumatic experience of that person's life about what happened to them and why they turned to drugs, or, was it something that they just wanted to do to be, to fit in per se, or was it just a moment in their life? So just a little bit facts about meth recovery. So recovering from meth involves several steps, and me being a substance abuse coach as well as a mental health case manager in social work, they do follow. It's really different for me to work along with my mental health clients and also my substance abuse recovering addicts, and just motivating both, but at the same time treating, you know, one different from the other per se, because you don't want them to make them, you always be fair, but you don't want them to make them feel like they're not understood, or that the recovering addicts have a mental health problem, or that all mental health people, have done drugs. That's not the truth. And we always just want to know that we're building rapport with these people and just raising awareness about what's going on with them. So first, I will go over the 5 stages of meth recovery. So you'll have your withdrawal days. I have had experience with a few of my mental health clients that have been on drugs before, and have dealt with meth. And then along my substance abuse recovering addicts that I recently dealt with, they are on meth, heroin, marijuana, cocaine, crack addicts, and the list goes on, along with alcoholism. Have a lot of different alcohol abuse. People get addicted to wine. They get addicted to some very strong things where it goes absurd to where now they're drinking like Listerine to get over certain things. They just want something stronger and stronger. And then there's the honeymoon stage where you're craving to do meth again. So after you withdraw, you're in the honeymoon stage where you're craving to go out and do it again or to leave the treatment clinic. So these people just need to be motivated. When you're recovering, you just always need support and just need people to be there for you because you can get in a vulnerable state and where you feel alone or want to start doing drugs again. And then the next stage is the wall. The wall stage is where a person is not sleeping too well. They're having difficulty adjusting to their new life as being recovered. And then always just having that symptom or that feeling where it has turned into them doing drugs, has turned into them having a lifelong problem. And then the next one is the adjustment stage. Just once again, adapting to the new lifestyle, having healthy relationships around you, finding a new job can be difficult, and getting back into being that functioning, a lot of addicts are functioning addicts where they work and they work and they do drugs. Then the drugs take over. They get fired from their jobs. They lose their homes. They lose their houses, everything. So that adjustment stage, step number 4, adjustment stage, is just them starting over again, finding new jobs, building healthy relationships, and just keeping that support around them. And then the last stage is the resolution stage, and moving forward. We always like to bring up the last stage, but it's not really just about it being the last one, but it's just you using your critical thinking, and always knowing that you have room to grow and to not take those steps forward and not go back. So it's not necessarily the last stage, but we say ongoing or onward because it's always continuing for you to have a better life. So everyone, here is Mr. Hoshiko. He's on tonight and he's gonna give his story. Hoshiko, are you here? Welcome to Talking Cheap. Sorry, you guys. Hoshika will be back on in a minute. We are having some technical difficulties. Like I say, it is kind of hard doing a live show sometimes, but we're gonna give him a couple of minutes to get back on. Y'all be patient with me. It's a really good story. Hi, Hoshiko. Welcome to Talk with Sheep.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Hoshiko. Welcome to Talk with Sheep. Hey,
Good.
how are you?
I am good.
Good.
My signal is a little
Great, great,
low,
great.
but I
Okay, you
apologize
guys.
for it. But I'm definitely here.
Okay, great, great, great. Yeah, we can hear you great. Everything's working fine. Okay, so
Okay, great.
first I did tell them a little bit about you. I know the connection was a little shaky. But this is Hoshiko Gyra, and just you can just introduce yourself, and then you can tell your story.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. Hi, you guys. My name is Hoshiko Gyra, and I'm a home fire Christian recovering drug addict from Dallas, Texas. I am blessed and honored to be a part of Gary's show. I am a real authentic street kid, drug addict, with the typical drug story of the gateway drugs of just starting off using party drugs, smoking weed, drinking at a young age at 18, and it just slowly progressed into from weed and cigarettes at the age of 18 to ecstasy from 18 to 23, and cocaine from 23 to like 26. And at 26, I had tried crystal meth for the first time, and I am 33 years old. And the funny thing of how that went was, I was hanging around nothing but drug dealers and prostitutes, and we were just and con artists, and we were just traveling from different states and different cities, and I had this guy that I was kicking it with. I am a gay man, but I had clientele that was coming through, and he had brought me. I had asked him to bring me some cocaine, and he had brought me some crystal meth, and it was quite a large quantity. It
Wow.
was like about $200 or $300 worth of crystal meth, and I had never seen it. I didn't have any issues like with my drug addictions, or I was just a party animal. I was still fly. I could still maintain like my appearance, my job. Using these party drugs, the lighter ones, the lightweight ones, like the cocaine, even though that's still a hard drug. But I could still go to work and pay my bills off there. But it
Yeah.
was when I was introduced to crystal meth, my whole life had changed. And it wasn't. I mean, I took one hit of the stuff, and it was just the burn that happened. Like it was like a light bulb going off. And I remember
Mm.
getting instantly enraged because the guy had tricked me.
Mm.
And I had told him to get out of my hotel room, and I was like, bring me my money that you were supposed to bring me, tomorrow. And so can you guys see? But
Yeah, it
anyway,
got a little
so
dark,
I
but it's
told him to
okay.
bring me the money tomorrow, and okay, and what's crazy about it is that I ended up doing that large amount of bag that he had left for me, and I remember I toured my hotel room. It was me being caught up in a tornado inside like my
Mm.
body, like because I had done too much of it. And so I'll never forget it. And so shortly after that, I was 26 years old. I ended up going to rehab at 26.
Yeah.
I ended up, losing my life. I couldn't even function as an adult anymore. I remember calling my sister telling her I was to die.
Mm.
Because being riddled with like all types of my sexual activity, my sexual life, sexual how can I put it? Like my sexual appetite had just grown into like this dangerous monster to a point
Yeah.
where it handicapped my mentality to the point where all I thought about 24/7. And I started catching diseases, multiple diseases, to the point where I thought I was about to die at 26. And
Wow.
I was just having permanent psychosis.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a real big deal to the point. I remember having this conversation with my sister, and I'll never forget it. It was if you don't come and get me, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
And or I felt like the conversation was on the lines of, I feel like I'm going to die if you don't come and help me. And I was in Shreveport, Louisiana, Monkhouse, I-30 in Monkhouse, you know. I was in Club Bay
Yeah.
Bays every night. I was, hanging with the
Report.
pretty people. I was seeing Hey Bay Bay. I was in the club every night. Yeah, I was real crunk. I was in my 20s. And so
Mm-hmm.
I had this wake up call. Now I don't know if it was a, in retrospect, back at it, and it was just a godsend.
Yeah.
But so I went to rehab about 8 months after that.
Yeah. How was your first time at
And I
rehab?
started noticing, and I had about 3 years clean. I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Carrie. So
How was your first
say
time at
something.
like your first time going to rehab? How was that?
Okay. My sister had just graduated, so my sister had people very. I was in Bob's. Uh, what's they called? Now that was called. What's that guy? Bill's house, or Bill
Mm-hmm.
Watkins. Bill
Okay.
Watkins' house, which is the name of this real city recovery center out in Irving.
Okay.
And I did 8 months there. It's like in a $500,000. Yeah, it's like $500,000 house, 7 bedrooms. And it's just an old guy who had. And this was my time. Um, being a part of anything like that. I was total oblivious to rehab.
Wow.
I thought rehab was for white girls, in the movies that were real skinny, the anorexics. I never had the idea. It never crossed my mind that I actually went to rehab. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I had that total culture shock, wake up call. I had a wonderful time there, but that's where I learned the 12 steps for the
Yeah.
first time, and I completed the 12 steps for the first time. Yeah. And I went on to complete his program after 8 months. I had years of sobriety.
Mm-hmm.
I was clean for 3 years. Lord is my
Okay.
witness. I didn't take a hit of meth, but I was clean to it. I was clean to a certain extent because I had realized that now, in retrospect, that I was an alcoholic, and
Mm.
so it was that yeah, I would go to the club on Friday, um, and I would spend my whole check on drinks. Um,
Wow.
and I would get blackout drunk, to the point where I would just have just enough money to either catch a cab back to the house, where I
Yeah.
had like, just my bus fare and stuff just to get by for the next week, and I did that quite often, and I did that about every 2 weeks, but I recognized it, and it wasn't as hard hitting as it is like just meth, because I could still go home, go to sleep, be drunk,
Mm-hmm.
wake up, and go to work. And so I can still maintain, I can still pay my bills, I can still do all these deals as a normal, functioning alcoholic or American citizen. I can take care of all my business. My
Yeah.
dress appearance, my prints, I kept my hair cut. These deals, it wasn't an issue. But
Mm-hmm.
so I did that for about 3 years, and then I had my friend Aaron. My friend Aaron Wilson, who now passed away.
Hoshiko, you're a little low now.
He had passed away. Were you going to say something?
It's a little low.
Okay. Yeah,
I can't hear
yeah,
you.
it may have kind of slow. But
We gonna get it together, y'all. Can't hear you. No,
okay. So I'll continue. So my friend Aaron, huh?
it's low.
Yeah, it's real slow. So
Probably
anyway,
take the headphones out.
anyway, okay.
Okay, there you
Can
go.
you hear me now?
Sorry, guys. Yes, we can hear you because they have to hear this amazing story. Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah. So I had this friend who I was friends with all throughout high school. We traveled coast to coast together, and I was
Mm-hmm.
29 years old, and he passed away. And I took it as a sign from God. In retrospect, I was like, I'm not going to live my life. I don't know. Educated mind. I was just justifying shoot, and so I just got the biggest bag of dope that I could get, and
Mm-hmm.
I left I left my sister's house, never came back, and I was just on the streets. I was on the streets for about 2 years. I was on the streets for 29 to 31, waiting on my housing to come through, and I
Mm-hmm.
just became a real. Um, well, not a real one, but I realized that during that time I hardcore that I couldn't keep a job.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't keep clothes. I couldn't keep friends. I couldn't keep a cell phone. I couldn't keep an ID. I couldn't keep a social security card. I couldn't keep none of these deals. And so, looking back at it, I do not want to be that any longer. I'm 33 years old. I'm in a position right now to move forward with my life. But at the same time, I know that I have this stronghold and I have this current addiction that keeps me from achieving my dreams and achieving my purpose in
Yeah.
life, and getting to these deals. And so, yeah, it's definitely, this is behind me using these drugs is definitely a part of my a part of depression, a part of bipolar has caused me to have bipolar and
Mm-hmm.
depression issues, not being able not being able to relate and be a responsible adult, in the pressures of life, um, due to the amount of years that is passing without me having or achieving things.
Yeah.
Um, I have to stay cognitive. I have to stay very cognitive of the fact that I am a drug addict and that
Mm-hmm.
I do like um, using drugs,
Yeah.
and just can't. I can't. If I want to have the things that I want in my life that I say I want, that I
Mm-hmm.
can't do drugs.
Yeah.
And it took me
Totally.
33 years to come to that understanding,
Mm-hmm.
that I am a drug addict. Most definitely.
Yeah. So, how long have you been clean now?
Yeah. Okay. And so here lately, I've been to rehab twice. I've been to rehab twice
Mm-hmm.
this year in
Okay.
2020. I did a stint at Turtle Creek. I did 30 days at Turtle Creek, and I also did a stint at Homeward Bound
Okay.
for um, for 30 days. And so I have been clean since April, if I'm not mistaken, April 16th.
Yay.
And yeah, I'm feeling good. And to be honest, I believe this is the longest. I'm completely clean at this time. I do not smoke. I
Mm-hmm.
do not drink
Yeah.
anything of that nature.
That's great. So, how are you like adjusting? So, I gave the 5 steps of, meth recovering addicts, or that goes for like across the line for substance abuse addicts as well. So, in that last step, that we said the moving forward and ongoing, How are you coping with that? Like finding a job, building healthy relationships.
I can't hear you.
I was just, I know, I think it kind of broke up. Sorry. So I was just saying in that last step that I gave with the 5 steps, how are you doing moving forward in that last step? Having healthy relationships, finding a job, employment. So how's everything going there?
Um, well, it keeps me very precautious
Mm-hmm.
of who I allow in my space.
Mm-hmm.
It is it's very important to surround yourself with people who understand and who are in the corner fighting for you to be sober and are going to are in or at where you want to be or going in that direction.
Yeah.
I think it's even toxic for me to be around recovering. I think it's even toxic for me to be around people who are going in the same direction that I want to go, but are still fresh to it, like myself, like 2 months out.
Yeah.
Because due to the last time I relapsed, I had this friend, and we were clean, but he
Mm-hmm.
would he would bring up sometimes, oh, I want to go get high type of conversations, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So, and which kind of pulled on my intellect, and I ended up getting high with that guy in March.
Mm. Wow.
I ended up getting high with that guy in March, and you know, so what you're in for people that are ignorant or non-educated to the facts of all the information that goes through the AA meetings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
These are real, tested, and true informational tools that can help you stay clean and
Yeah.
sober long term. You know, through the long, and which is something that I'm looking. I would wish to not use another drug a day in my life and have the addiction attached to it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I
so
totally agree.
you know, you know, where I'm at right now. I'm living with my sister. This is it's about a solid rock foundation that I can possibly access at the current time.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. That's great.
uh,
So yeah, Hoshiko, we might have to do this again.
huh?
I said we may have to do this again, but thank you for giving your time, and it was really good. I just wanted everyone to, get to know us, get to know you, us on a personal level. And I hope that that does help some of the other recovering addicts that are here. Any last words for Talk is Cheap?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely cut for you, Carrie. I appreciate you having this platform for myself and for other people that have been through the struggle and that are going through the struggle to have a place to vent and to hear like-minded stories of truth and encouragement and yeah, definitely. positivity going in this in a positive direction. So I do appreciate you greatly, and I look forward to doing anything you have posted. I'll definitely be.
All right. Well, thank you, Hoshiko, and we'll be in touch. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so y'all heard Mr. Hoshiko Gyra's story, and he's amazing. It was great talking to him. We have known each other for a few months now, and just connecting on a personal level for him to tell his story as a recovering addict and, as a gay male in this society as well, and just giving him his adventures and telling you how he overcame some things in his life being 3 years old now. So I know the connection was a little shaky. I apologize. This is a live show. I like to make things, it is real. I like for you guys to hear the stories, to make the connection, and just go on that journey with us. But I will have him on the show again, you guys, in the future. Um, so next week, I do have another special guest. We're doing guests all month long. It's July. It's my birthday month, you guys, as well. So you guys tune in next Monday at 8:30 Central Time. Y'all know I'm in Dallas. And just thank you guys for watching and supporting tonight. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Talk is Cheap and went on that journey with Mr. Hoshiko Gyra. So talk is cheap, none cuts, none censored. And you guys know what I like to do, giving those awesome resources and hotlines. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Miss Carrie, baby. Have a good one.